Hello, what's going on YouTube? This is J Money here, and I am bringing you something I haven't brought to the forefront in a while, and that is World Chalices, and do they stand a chance in Spyral, quote-unquote, Spyral format? You know, I'm not buying the fact that it's going to be tier 0, but, you know, Spyral is a deck that more or less just replaces World Chalice in some sort of way. A lot of you that are accustomed to World Chalices have probably heard this, that Spyral is a deck that can do everything World Chalice can do, but better. And in a sense, you know, they're right. You know, to get their stuff going, requires less cards for them. They don't need as many cards to make good plays. All they really need is 2 cards, and that's just 2 Spyrals. Because once they get their double helix, they bring out their master plan and, you know, get all their stuff. So, you know, in a way they're right. But I'm here to squash that. I want to go ahead and prove that World Chalice can indeed compete in Spyral format. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build. This deck is it's not outdated. I was teetering around with this new Elemental Grace Doriado, and it's really good if you're going first, because everything in the deck already has different attributes. Look at this. You got, even if you don't have everything out of your main deck, you got your earths, your fire, your water, your light for Proxy Dragon, you know, which is going to be used, your earth for Ningirsu. Really all you need at that point is dark, which if you're not resolving legacy, you're not making a good board anyway. So basically this is a free summon. It'll stay at 3k for a little bit because you're gonna have a lot of lights in your grave. You know, you're gonna have your shine balls, you have your proxies, you're gonna have maybe a Christie up in there, but you know, that's besides the point. We're not always gonna go first, so we're gonna do is throw this in the side deck. We're gonna go and throw that in the side deck. Now, the biggest question is, do I want to main 3 Droll and Lockbirds to potentially stop Spyrals, or do I want to main 3 Winter Cherries? Because here's the thing, if Spyrals go first, the biggest struggle is going to be sleeper number 1. Number 1 problem is going to be sleeper. So the Kaiju, you're going to end up having to play more Kaijus. The Kaiju engine needs to go back into the main deck. Rescue Ferrets no longer need to be here because, well, actually it kind of still does need to be here. We took out the Herald of the Arclight because we now have Baguska for the extra stun power. But however, we still need the Ferret for our Nat Beast play. I mean, if you still want to do Nat Beast and all that mess. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get all of our Kaijus up in here. All the Kaiju stuff. Now granted, we're probably just going to need 3. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have 1 Gamma Seal this time, because if we are going second, we don't want to give our opponent Gamma Seals only to... if you're going second, you want the Thunder King. Just straight up, because he literally just de-barriers the whole field. The entire field. It just turns the entire field off, and then he can swing 3 times. That's good, but you don't want to give your opponent a Gamma Seal only for them to just negate shit, so we're going to need a Raiden. You know, put on their board, you know, this guy can get over it, and it's another dark target for Elemental Grace in case you want to keep it in your main deck. I do recommend Elemental Grace, by the way. It is very good. If you draw it, you're going to always really be able to drop it on the board. Govu's also a dark, so it's literally no problem at all getting Elemental Grace off at all. So, Kaijus, and let's go ahead and get our Waterfront. Since we're going to be strapped for space, we are not going to really get any terraforming. So let's go ahead, and Chrissy is going to come out. It's going to go in the side deck for now, so we can work and see how much space we have to deal with him. And for the record, 50 card builds of World Chalice really aren't bad. They're actually okay. They're actually quite good. You just have to know what you're doing. You know, in case for any of you that are interested, let's go ahead and take a look at this 52 card build. You know, you're playing 9 vanillas. You know, I'm playing Brown instead of Chosen because, you know, Tri-White is just too good. 2 unexpected dice, you know, 3 rabbit, 2 ferret, because ferret is still pretty broken. You get your Sangan, you add your Maxi or your Lockbird. If you draw one, you search the other. If you know you're playing against Spirals, you obviously search Lockbird and you win the game. White Elephant skips are right back in there because you got the unexpected dice and you got your rabbit, so you're getting a plethora of normals. It ain't gonna be a problem. This is a more, this build will actually have our liking that beast. It should have Baguska, but that's subjected to change. But 50 card builds are actually not bad at all because of how fast you go through the deck. And really all you need to do is open a few cards, and the rest of the cards in your hand is really just free stuff. So let's go back and get to back to some of these changes. So we're gonna have to play 4 kaiju cards. You know, Slumber is the kaiju card, but we're gonna have to make sure that we draw into a kaiju in case we're going second. So that being said, let's go ahead and take out these ferrets for now. We're gonna take out the bulb, and we're gonna take out the Sangan. Alrighty. So what does that leave us? That leaves us with, you know, we still have our 2 Tri-Whites, and we need to still make space for some hand traps. Alrighty now. What do we got going here? We got, what else can we part with? Transmod. We can go ahead and reduce that down, the size. We're going to reduce that pretty substantially. Now, again, I want to reiterate the biggest problem number 1 that we're going to have is an unkillable sleeper. So kaijus are first. Second, our second line of disruption is going to be a multiple linked firewall. Because we don't have Tri-Gate Wizard and all that other stuff, it's going to be resorting back to multiple firewalls with multiple co-links. So, do you main Lockbirds or do you main triple cherries since you're already playing firewall? Now let's see. If they go first and you cherries and you rip the firewall, and yeah, they can summon their double helix and end with their sleeper, but chances are you're probably gonna have a kaiju in hand as well. So once you deal with well, yeah, cherries is definitely probably the better option. Simply because you deal with all of them. You don't have to deal with multiple firewalls that are mutually linked, which is a big deal. If you end up lockbirding them, it stops the searches, but it might not stop the firewalls. It might not stop those other disruptions. But Lockbird does have its ups as well, because let's say I do Cherry's Firewall and they start spamming quick fixes, and even if I deal with the sleeper, there's still another line of disruption in the form of a utility wire. Utility wire is that trap card to where you can, if there are super agents on the board, you target a face-up card and bounce it to the hand. So with that being said, Lockbird might just be the better choice. So let's go ahead and wait a minute, there they are. Let's go ahead and throw them in. So we're at 43, which is it's okay. Now let's see here. Now, do I really want, well, I still want Nat Beast in the main deck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, this is tough. This is actually pretty tough. Let's see. Man, I might have to go back to E-Telly. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back to Emergency Teleport. That's 44. You don't want the deck to go really above 44 all that much. We're gonna get our recovery up in there. And since we have our E-Telly, we need 1 copy of Chosen. Ooh. Man, this is tough. This really is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. This makes it rather difficult because of the kaiju. If I just kept it with the 2 waterfronts and the 1 Gamma Seal, it would have been fine. It really would have been. Wait a minute. I got an idea. We don't need the waterfront, and we don't need. Let's see. If I kaiju over something, let's say I draw 1 kaiju and I just decide to search the other. What do I want? You know, I want option to go first and I want option to go second, but I don't want to give him a 33 beat stick, so that's gonna be my answer. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the Thunder King, and I'm gonna have just the 2 waterfronts. And yeah, that'll be that. So now we don't need the E-Tellies and the recovers. Okay. Rescue ferret. Where are you at? So we got 2 ferrets, so that we're at 43, and then we're gonna have our glow bulb. And all we need now is a Sangan and a Max C. Okay. This made it just a little bit easier. Oh, Max C's already in here. Okay, so now we just got 1 more card that we can take out. Alright. Let's see. We got 4 hand traps. That's really all we need. We don't need Dash Blossoms. You need Lockbirds. Lockbirds are the superior option. Even Magician Pendulums will struggle if they're under a Lockbird. Okay. So let's break it down. We got 2 of these. We're going to need them because Baguska's really strong. We need 3 Lees and we need 3 Legacies as the best cards. I don't know if we necessarily need 2, but there are often times to where I'll end up drawing one of these or searching one of these, and I'll be in a situation to where Rescue Ferret I would want to get out a Beckon and a Global, but I would need another level 1. And if I drew Brilliant Fusion and already dealt with Zuli, then I'm stuck. So, you know, 2 Guard Dragon is pretty nice as well, because anything that targets linked cards gets destroyed anyway, so especially Spirals, because the whole deck targets. So that's, you know, it's good. It's a good card to have in hand now. This card even turns off, it shuts off a Star Pendulum Graph, which is really good. You know, really, really freaking good. And now we're gonna reduce Gofu down to 2, because oftentimes you'll end up drawing into Gofu off an Ngirsu, even though you've already dropped it early turn. So I think this right here, we got good. Now, I do want to try to make space for Vorlo Dragon, but in all honesty, you don't need it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go on with our side deck. So we got our 1 Imperial Order. We don't need the 3rd Transmodify anymore. The Elemental Graces are really good. The Time Lord, or Time Aided Engine, whatever you want to call it, we're going to keep these in for going second. You can also transmod this into Lee if you really need to access Lee and you don't have it. We still got our Jinzo for traps. Paleos have made a comeback, so that's something you have to keep in mind. And then, you know, this is just extra stun power if you're going first. This against Spirals, they'd lose, essentially. If they can't get a good thing on the board, anything decent, then they're not winning. Second Christie for going first. Side in the other Gamma Seal, the Waterfront, the Thunder King for going second. That's 13. That leaves us with 2 more cards. Struggling Battle is probably going to be something that we need to look out for, that might be sided in if they know that we're going first. So even if you're making Nat Beast and all that other bullshit, if you don't have Waterfront with Gamma Seal, you might just end up just losing the game. So with that being said, we're going to have some World Decrees in here. Not only as a good against Struggling Battle. It's just also another really good, solid card against Paleozoic. So this is not bad. This can work for us in terms of the side deck. So I'm gonna test around with this just a little bit more, and I also need to let you guys know that I unfortunately will not be able to attend YCS Dallas. You know, it's too soon. Don't have necessarily the money to get down there and then get back, so I am sorry that I won't be able to attend YCS Dallas, even though I literally just moved from there. So I do apologize, and it really does suck for me. But next week there is a regionals in somewhere around Denver that I'll be attending that at least, because I live in the area. So let me know what you guys think. Does World Chalice actually have a chance in this new format of, you know, Spyrals and Pendulum Magicians into Dracos? It's proven itself against Pendulum Magicians if it goes first. If it opens Nat Beast, it's fine. But if you're not playing Nat Beast, I would suggest actually having it as an option, if not in the main deck, at least in the side deck, if you know for a fact that you lost game 1 and you want to go first. Shutting off spells now more than ever is just far too important. So, and Baguska just, you know, it secures, gives us a little extra security when we're going first. So let me know what you guys think about the changes that I just made live right in front of you with World Chalice. Do you think that World Chalice players stand a chance against Spyrals? I want to prove them wrong, because I've played against this deck against Spyrals quite a few times, and it seems to be a rock paper scissors battle where whoever goes first and makes their board wins. So we want to really try to move away from that and try to eliminate, you know, just auto losing if you're not going first against Spyrals. And so I hope this helped some of you guys. I'm gonna try it out, at the next regionals and all that mess, and see how it works. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a while, but this is something that's been on my mind for a while, you know, considering that, you know, it is a bit true. Spyrals can do everything World Chalice can do, but better. It requires less cards, and it's a little bit more consistent. But, you know, that doesn't stop me. I love this deck. You know, I want to prove people wrong, so I hope others do too. Thank you guys for watching very much. This is J Money, and I'm signing out.